Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy. These names haunt our nightmares. But there's one name you probably don't know, and that's exactly how he wanted it. 93 victims, 50 years, coast to coast. Samuel Little didn't just kill more people than any serial killer in American history. He chose victims society had already forgotten, women who wouldn't be missed, deaths that wouldn't be investigated. And, for decades, it worked. This is the story of America's deadliest serial killer. A ghost who walked among us for half a century. And the reason you've never heard of him might be the most disturbing part of all. Before we dive in, picture this: a map of the United States. Each red dot marks a confirmed victim. Now here's the terrifying part. Those dots, they're only the ones we know about. Investigators believe there are dozens more. Women buried in cold case files, deaths never even ruled as murders. So how did one man kill for 50 years without being caught? The answer will change how you see justice in America. But first, we need to go back to where it all began. June 7, 1940, Loganville, Georgia. Samuel McDowell is born into a life already falling apart, abandoned by his parents, raised by his grandmother, drifting from the start. He drops out of school. Petty crimes follow: burglary, theft, drugs. But Samuel has one real skill: boxing. In the 1960s and 70s, he fights across America, moving city to city, state to state. And somewhere along the road, he discovers something darker than any boxing ring. He learns he can kill. His method is brutally simple. As a boxer, his fists are weapons. He punches women unconscious, then strangles them. No guns, no knives, no obvious signs of violence. And then comes the real horror: his victim selection. Sex workers, drug addicts, homeless women, people living on society's margins. Samuel Little would later admit, "I chose women I believed wouldn't be missed." And he was right. When bodies were found, if they were found at all, police often ruled the deaths as overdoses or natural causes. No crime scene, no DNA, no investigation. From 1970 to 2005, Samuel Little crisscrossed America: Los Angeles, Miami, Houston, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Each city left behind victims. Each case went nowhere. For 35 years, he was invisible. Now you might be asking, how do we know all this? How did anyone finally connect the dots? The answer involves a homeless shelter, a routine drug charge, and one investigator who refused to stop digging. But before we get there, you need to understand something. This isn't just a story about one killer. It's a story about who America chooses to protect and who it chooses to forget. A homeless shelter in Kentucky. Samuel Little, now 72 years old, is arrested on a narcotics charge. Routine arrest, routine paperwork, until his DNA is run. 3 hits, 3 unsolved murders in Los Angeles from the late 1980s. In 2014, Samuel Little is convicted and sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences. Most serial killer stories would end here. This one was just beginning. In 2018, a Texas Ranger named James Holland sits down with Samuel Little. Holland suspects there are more victims, a lot more. What follows is over 700 hours of interviews. And then something unexpected happens. Samuel Little doesn't just confess, he can't stop. 1 victim, 5, 10, 20, then 93. But here's what makes this case unlike any other. Samuel Little draws pictures, detailed sketches of the women he claims to have killed, their faces, their hairstyles, their clothes. He remembers them all. Investigators verify locations, dates, details only the killer could know. The conclusion is unprecedented. Samuel Little is credible. The FBI officially declares him the most prolific serial killer in United States history. But here's where it gets even darker. If Samuel Little confessed to 93 murders, why are only about 50 confirmed? The answer exposes a truth about American justice that nobody wants to talk about, and it's the reason he got away with it for so long. The problem isn't confessions, it's evidence. Most of Little's victims were written off from the start: overdoses, accidents, natural causes. No autopsies, no evidence collection. Years passed. Bodies were cremated, files disappeared, witnesses died, Even with confessions and sketches, how do you prove a murder without a body? Many of his victims remain Jane Does, women without names, stories, or justice. But investigators haven't stopped. Cold case units are reopening files, comparing sketches to missing persons reports, running new DNA tests. The goal is simple: give these women their names back. In his final interviews, Samuel Little claimed he was helping, that by confessing, he was doing God's work, closing cases, maybe even freeing innocent people. "If I can help get somebody out of jail," he said, "then God might smile a little more on me." But was this really about redemption? Or just one final way to stay in control? December 30th, 2020. Samuel Little dies in prison at age 80. Whatever secrets remained died with him. But his story didn't end, because this isn't just a true crime case. It's a mirror. Samuel Little didn't just kill women. He killed women nobody was looking for. And by doing that, he exposed a brutal truth. Some lives are valued less than others. 93 confessions. Over 50 verified victims. The deadliest serial killer in American history. But behind every number was a real person. Someone who deserved to be missed, to be searched for, to be protected. If this story affected you, hit like. Subscribe for more deep dives into cases that reveal uncomfortable truths about our world. And comment below, what part of Samuel Little's story disturbed you the most? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.